When you think of hidden gems of the Pokemon series, games like Pokemon Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness, Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Snap come to mind. Yeah, I'm not talking about any of that. We're gonna be talking about a game that is so colorful, so bright, so fun. I mean, this game owned my entire childhood and heart. Today, I'm talking about Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Great Adventure, which is kinda like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, but without the whole rescue team aspect. Now wait up just a moment before y'all click off this video like, what is Dominic talking about? What is this stupid looking game? Y'all, just give me a second, okay? I'm about to cook. This game was a huge part of my childhood, and I used to play it over and over again, and was shocked to find out that not many people have actually played it. Pokepark Wii is a game where you play as Pikachu, and you go throughout the Pokepark, which is a land that has no humans as far as I'm aware, and we soon find out from a mysterious Mew that the Pokepark is actually in an imminent danger. Of course, being the brave and courageous heroes that we are, we decide to assist Mew in helping save the Pokepark by playing minigames and collecting crystals, and also the magic of friendship. Yeah, this game's really not that serious. Pokepark Wii Pikachu's Adventure was a game that came out for the, you guessed it, Nintendo Wii in 2009 in Japan and 2010 everywhere else. It's a spin-off game that has two games in the series that are both action-adventure games with lots of cute minigames, dialogue, and Pokemon, of course. You start out the game with one of the cutest cutscenes I've ever seen, and you are with your friends Piplup, Chikorita, and Charmander, and you fall into the Pokepark, which is like this separate universe, I guess? I don't really know, but it sure is cute. The content in this game is great for a relaxing gaming experience, and is honestly just a whole lot of fun. And for a game that I find so fun in the Pokemon series, it's actually really sad to think that there are a lot of Pokemon fans out there who don't even know this game exists or have never played it. And shout out to anybody who has played this game and is actually a fan of this series, because y'all are the real ones. Y'all are the hardcore fans here. I still remember when this game was first coming out and they were first releasing trailers and previews, and at the time this was a crazy experience and I was so excited. My child mind could not handle this game. My little tiny child brain when this game was first coming out was like if you gave an infant coffee for the first time. Like, you should not have it. It's just too much. It's way too much. Needless to say, this game hits me in the nostalgia very, very hard. So maybe this video is biased, maybe this video is just me talking, but I guarantee you if you were to play this game as any kind of Pokemon fan, I bet that you could find something that you would enjoy about it, whether it be the fun mini games, the cute visuals, or just hanging out with Pokemon and making friends with them. I wanted to make this video today not only as a way to share this game with everyone and tell y'all about such a significant part of my Pokemon childhood, but also I just needed an outlet to vent about this game because I just love it so much and I've been keeping this inside for so long, and thank y'all for sharing this with me. Like, y'all, these were just the simpler days when games were about making friends. Like, that is literally one of your largest objectives in this game, is to make friends, which in real life at the time might have been hard for some of us kids. But when I was young and I was playing this game, Leafeon wasn't judging me for my Pokemon obsession. Although even if Leafeon wanted to, they wouldn't have the time. They were too busy beating in my butt cheeks in a game of tag. Why was this so hard? Okay, but enough of me rambling. Let's go ahead and dive into the Pokepark itself and talk about some of the reasons why this game is so much fun and why I want y'all to check it out. It seems only right to start off with one of the most iconic things about both Pokepark games, which is of course the mini games. All of these attractions are hosted by Pokemon throughout the Pokepark, and you can use a lot of the friends that you have made along the way to play these mini games. These attractions are also used to progress the game and are kind of like this game's Pokemon gym leaders. I mean, literally just picture it. Imagine a Pokemon game where you are trying to defeat the Pokemon League, you're trying to be champion, and all you gotta do is jump over some hurdles, do a quick game of tag, and play some skee-ball. There are a lot of various different types of attractions that range from races, to point collection, to fighting, to target games. So there is a lot of different variety within these attractions, so I guarantee you there's at least one that you'll think is fun. Some of my own personal favorites would definitely have to be Blaziken's Boulder Bash, Tangrowth's Swing Along, and Rotom's Spooky Shoot 'em Up. I definitely know when I played this game for the first time, I always was looking forward to see what attraction was coming next, and also trying to make as many friends as I possibly could so that way I would have more options of Pokemon that I could use in the attractions. And this is of course the perfect segue into the next conversation I wanted to have about this game. I just loved the friendship element in this game, and I know it sounds cheesy, I know it sounds sappy, but y'all, I just liked being able to make friends with different Pokemon. Like, it was so cute and fun to just roam around the Pokepark, play all these games, and have the ability to just make friends friends with any Pokemon that I saw. And also the fact that you could use any friends that you made in some of these attractions made it even more fun and felt like there was a reason for making friends. I mean, not that you need a reason for making friends. You shouldn't have ulterior motives when you're making friends, but you get the point. The fact that I could just be friends with this sweet little Caterpie that all it wants to do is play a game of tag, and even though it's the most tragic game of tag I've ever seen in my life, that's my friend, and I'm never gonna tell Caterpie otherwise. I also found it quite funny at times when you would walk around and try to talk to some Pokemon, and some of these Pokemon had friendship requirements. Like, you at least had to be friends with like 20 or 30 different Pokemon before you could even approach them in their space. Like, isn't that insane? Could you imagine in real life if you tried to make friends with somebody, you're just chatting it up, getting a coffee, and all of a sudden somebody was like, ew, gross, disgusting. Don't you have at least 30 friends? Because if you don't have at least 30 friends, then you cannot talk to me. Even as a kid who did not have that many friends that were into Pokemon, I still found this element of the game absolutely hilarious. But then of course begs the question, what did you have to do to make all these friends? Well, in Pokepark, to make friends with other Pokemon, you would have to play games of tag, battle with them, participate in quizzes, just super fun activities that varied from Pokemon to Pokemon, and it was always fun to see which Pokemon would want to do which certain game. And I gotta bring my friend Caterpie back up, because you would never anticipate that a Caterpie of all Pokemon would want to play a game of tag, but I mean, you would never know until you ask him. I think that in itself was the most exciting part about making friends in the Pokepark games, was just finding out which Pokemon you needed to do certain things for, because you never knew what someone was going to ask from you. But my final point here to convince you about why Pokepark is so much fun is something that could be said about a lot of spin-off games, but the way that Pokepark does it is just extra fun, and that is of course playing as a Pokemon. This is not the first game where you are able to play as a Pokemon yourself, and it certainly will not be the last, but the way that Pokepark goes about doing it, where you can explore as a Pokemon in this completely fleshed out Pokemon paradise, is awesome. I love seeing all the different areas. I love just running around and jumping around as a Pikachu. It's so freaking fun, and it felt different than every other Pokemon spin-off game that I had ever played previously before it. And I would argue that we have not received a game like Pokepark since Pokepark. I mean, yes, we've had Detective Pikachu, we've had more mystery dungeon games, but nothing quite hits the same vibe as Pokepark. If you know, you know. If you've played the game before, you absolutely know what I'm talking about. This game was just so freaking fun, and I will always have so much love for this game series, and I would love to see a third game eventually come out, or a remaster, or a port, or just any kind of attention, honestly. I unfortunately don't have high hopes that Pokemon will ever acknowledge these games or make a third one ever again. I would be pleasantly surprised if they did. I would be ecstatic, to be honest, but I don't anticipate that they will, so that's why I believe that making a video like this and just talking about this game and keeping it in everybody's memory is so important. This game came out in a time where Pokemon spin-off games were so frequent. We were constantly getting new ideas, constantly getting new concepts, and spin-off games were coming out left and right, and I really do miss this period of time where Pokemon was making just fun games like this. I have a lot of nostalgia and fond memories from this specific point in time where games like Pokepark were coming out, and a lot of other Pokemon spin-off games that came out around this era, so this video really means a lot to me today to be talking about it, just because this game means a lot to me and the time period it came out in. But that'll be all for today's video. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope I was able to convince you today to check out Pokepark Wii Pikachu's Adventure, or the second one, Pokepark 2 Wonders Beyond, or if you're already a big fan of the series and have already played the games before, then girl, share the love. Thank you for watching. Let me know down in the comment section below if you would be interested in playing this game yourself in the future, or if you love this game, let me know what you love about it. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I think it's time that Pikachu and I go for a little bit of R&R. It is absolutely exhausting playing tag all day.